Looking back at the trilogy now concluded, it was blatant that Microsoft gave the green light to Bungie after Halo 1 to make a whole trilogy and we'll just publish it whenever it's done. But on the other hand, Epic Games didn't get that courtesy, and for their credit, it worked out much better. The great variety of stuff happening in Gears 2 definitely wouldn't have existed if Epic had been given that all clear, and because of that, every game counted. Each one increased the world fuckery with every attempt to genocide the aliens. Actually, now that Gears 3 is over, I have huge doubts that the Locusts are aliens because unless Mira is the most moronic ruler in the history of legendary stupidity, there's no way she brought an entire planet's operation to Sierra. So there's something about this that makes me wonder. Of course, Epic still wants to withhold the actual explanation of E-Day and the beginning of this war for, I don't know, Gears of War Judgment. I get that you want to plug in some denouement so that there's some intrigue for future games, but still? It's been 3 games of this one-sided affair, and I'm getting sick of this contextless conflict. They added some with the Lambent and actually bothered to raise the stakes with them during the time skip between 2 and 3. We know where the Lambent came from, what they're working for, and why the fuck we should care about killing them beyond simply threatening our direct lives. The enemy shooting first is always a bullshit idea of trying to ramp up the stakes. Rabid badgers would have the same validity to starting a war than the Locust at this point. The boys start the game off right by having the entire human military put on a battleship, getting on each other's nerves, trying to carve out a life with some simple farming, but since this is a video game, kiss all that goodbye when the enemies decide to come stomp on your hopes and dreams. Hey, we need to earn our paychecks too. The disastrous state of the cogs is shown as Anya, the commander, is forced to put on the suit and become part of the team, and I do appreciate Epic finally putting in some good steps towards diversifying its characters because for all intents, Gears 1 and 2 were incredibly man-centric. But my favorite showing of equality in this game was actually from the lambent humans we see later in the pseudo-horror section where we have to pick up gas. The hordes are equal in man and woman, the models are somewhat realistic, and they're all dangerous. So there you go, SJWs, actual goddamn equality. Now shut up about modern military shooters not giving you your strong female role models with dual-wielding SMGs. Anywho, between A and B, Epic did trip over itself and decided to go back to brown-only corridor shooting. Not helping is that they still haven't fixed the problems with the combat, and it takes an age to kill anything. What really gets on my nerves is that the only thing changing is that Epic keeps reducing the max ammo for the Lancer, the only gun you ever need. It was 600 at Gears 1, then 500, and now 400. This isn't the series to try an ammo management mechanic, especially when corridor shooting is all you got to do. The story's still the same raggedy general non-locust campaign from Gears 2, and the character drama that makes up for it is still there, but less since they added in a job lot of new faces that are given no time to actually develop. Hell, Epic decided that like all hackneyed film directors to toss in a love interest right at the end with Marcus and Anya. It really goes to show why you shouldn't do that when you don't give a shit to write critically. The relationship is so forced and heavy-handed nonsense that you could probably have a better time shoving 70 ping pong balls into a snow globe. Thankfully, they make up for it by giving Dom an artful walk off the stage when he rams a gas truck into the lambent horde at the Mercy gas station, which I would have given the game points for as good horror if it was paced out a lot better. But I will say that the lambent humans were a great concept, and what better way to end the section than some slow-mo explosions narrated by the opening chords of Mad World. I actually couldn't believe this. Epic licensed Mad World just to use the first 30 seconds of it. Almost as unbelievable as they got the actual Ice-T in to voice Griffin, and that makes me wonder how a guy like that legitimately became a tycoon of any industry without using drugs, guns, or a film studio.
It's what's in it for me. You need fuel, so do I. Ironic seeing as how I built an empire on it. So you get my fuel back, and I'll let your punk ass keep some.
At the end of the game, when Mira is finally finished after watching her entire species burn with the anti-lambent bomb, you get some good satisfaction, but then you look back and see the game had regressed back to only using the brown from its coloring box. It's fine if you want to do that for a majority of the game, but like Gears 2 showed, you need to include something else or it gets bloody dull. You don't even have to have vehicle sections or elaborate expensive set pieces, just keep the player going with a good narrative. That's why Halo 3 worked despite being the same gameplay on repeat. The game involved us with the destruction of the Flood in the Halo rings to save the galaxy directly. But in Gears 3, the only enemies we have a handle on are the Lambent, and now that the Lambent and Locust are gone, all that's left is a hollowed out, burnt Sierra. But I know that Epic will come up with something to get us through Gears of War Judgment, so until next week, here's the scoreboard. And a victory for gamers.